going to go to center field here, and we're going to look. There's a nice ceremony here with the Bedford Post coming out. They're going to be honoring this kid, Brendan Bernston, local Boy Scout. His Eagle Scout project was to install a brand new flagpole at the end of the field. So we're going to do the
national anthem will now be sung by Corinne Bernston, Brandon's sister. Corinne is a 2015 alumni of Bedford High School and former drum major of the marching band. She currently is a vocal performance major in her junior year at Westminster Choir College in Princeton, New Jersey.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets echoing, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, see does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the brave and the home of the brave.
sister of Brendan Bernston, who did the Eagle Scout project. She just sang the national anthem. She's a Bedford resident. She's at college now. She comes home for homecoming, sings the national anthem. Did an awesome job.
Sure did. Hit the high notes, too.
Hit the high notes.
Wow.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, I can tell she's pleased. She got a big smile on her face.
Yeah, as the
she
color
should
guard
be.
comes off. So this is great. Nice job for Corinne. Thank you for the. And we heard that.
And how about these gentlemen that, former veterans that are still staying with us all through life?
Great stuff.
Giving service, keeping the home fires burning for the troops abroad and for the military at large. It's such an important job to continually remind us how fortunate we are, Mike, as I know you know as good as anybody.
You got that right, Steve. So
I've watched many of your programs on BCTV and have enjoyed them.
So we got 17. That's Segura for Dover. Out deep. Here we go. We got Ayala ready to kick it off, and we are underway. High end over end, puts him in the end zone, and he decides to take a knee. And actually, when it goes in the end zone, they do the touchback.
I think there's an early statement that Ayala's ready for the game.
Wow.
I mean, that's a college kick right there.
Yeah.
I mean, he gets another 10 feet of height on that thing. That's Division I college right there. That's great kick.
No question. So we talked a little bit before the game. You're going to see Cantwell, number 11, the senior quarterback, out there. You're going to see a lot of 44, but they start off with 27 and 51. Grab me 51 for Dover, Steve. I'm not sure. Normando was 27 on the backfield with Cantwell. Ready for the direct snap. Cantwell takes it, hands off. Normando immediately hit
fill by
and brought down. That was Anagnos who filled it. Nice job.
Was he 58?
51, I thought it was.
Seth Clark.
Seth Clark, okay. So
still learning the names here.
Seth is out.
Nothing there. Dimitri, great job reading and reacting, filling, hitting, lifting, and driving.
Empty
Great
backfield.
work.
Cantwell, 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Ready for the direct snap. Cantwell, back, looks a pass, far away, fires, hits over the far side. That was number 23, Duchesne, brought down immediately for a couple-yard gain.
You know, Mike, if you were looking to see if Bedford was motivated, they're coming out motivated, and that's very important for the team that's home and the team that's kind of favored here. You want them to come out in this fashion, doing a great job on defense, picking up. Obviously, somebody's watched film.
3rd and 6, one man in the backfield with Cantwell. 1 to the left, 2 to the right. Snap, Cantwell back. Fires, looks into the flats, hits. That's number 5 or 5. That's Webb or Oro. I'm not sure. That's Oro, number 6. And he's brought down short of the first down. So Dover gets stopped in their first series, and they're gonna punt it away. The one thing that I saw in the film against Spalding, I know sometimes they do the fake punt and do a direct snap, but I don't think at this point they're gonna this deep do that at this point in the game. They did it against Spalding and it was successful.
Yeah, Bedford's D looking very strong right now, Mike.
So this is 87. Stevens back for the punt, and back deep for Bedford. That's either Crowley or Mumpini. High end over end. Mumpini takes it, cups up, spins, goes back, goes the other way. This is never good, but comes back far side. 40, the flag down. 45, 50 into Dover territory. Breaks a tackle. Gonna go and run it back, but we do have a flag down. This might be coming back.
Might be coming back, Mike. I don't know. That was a great run.
Yeah, flag at the 50-yard line.
Never like my kick return guys to run backwards, but Mumpini just gets away with things that other people don't because he's such an athlete. Very similar like a Sean-Rook Hussein who could do the same thing as in the previous 2 years, Mike.
Let's see what we got. It's got to be a block in the back.
I think it's got to be a block. Anytime you misdirect like that on the run where you turn and then you run the other way,
definitely
you're
asking
back. Your blockers to have a really tough task.
We actually have 2 flags down, one on this near side and then one on the far side. 2 on the far side, so it could be multiple penalties. But the first one, the official standing on the Dover 49. So at 10:03 in the first quarter, no score. Bedford's going to take their first possession. Dover went 3 and out and punted it away. Ran back by Mumpini, but a couple flags is bringing it back.
Yeah, you could kind of, as soon as you see a flag go down at the point of where he started running the other way, you know. It's awful tough to get on your blockers in that situation because, like I say, it's a misdirection play. They're trying to protect that guy, and they're going to take any part of the body they need to take.
Yeah.
Some referee staffs will be a little liberal on that when they see a misturn, but you've got to be very limited what you can do and what you can't do.
So we're going to see Morgan here. We haven't seen Morgan in home in a while, and this is the replacement of Connor Robert. He's directing. He's the junior quarterback who's been thrust into the spotlight here in Bedford and trying to get this offense cranking. I did it against Concord, stumbled against Goffstown, but it looks like we've got Anagnos in the background with Morgan. Bedford brings 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Morgan out, ready for the snap, direct snap. Hands to Anagnos up the middle. Anagnos, big hole, 45, 50, shifts hands, stiff arm, gets in the Dover territory to the 45-yard line. Huge pickup, 15 yards.
Dimitri wearing that brace on the right knee. He didn't look like it was bothering him too much there. That's a really good sign for Bedford because they're going to need this strong running game. They had one last week. Nice to see Dimitri improving every week. They need this guy on both sides of the field.
You need him on both sides, absolutely. Okay, so Anagnos again in the backfield with Morgan. 3 to the right, 1 to the left. This time Morgan keeps it on a fake, upfield, 40, 35, 30, spins, brought down about the 27-yard line. Morgan with a big gain.
Yeah, that was the offensive lines taking over here. Clearly the trench battle so far in early parts of the game, Mike, are going Bedford's way, doing a great job. I wanted to see Bedford come out motivated and not overconfident, and I don't see that at all right now. They're really coming. They're bringing it.
Shabrick to the left, Anagnos in the backfield with Morgan. Morgan waiting for the direct snap. 3 receivers to the right. Ball is snapped back, hands to Anagnos right up the middle. Big hole, 35, 25, down to 10-yard line. Actually, nice pickup by Anagnos.
Not only that, there was a hole there, but Anagnos has got to see it, and he did. I liked his vision out on the field right now running the ball. There's been 3 times of it, 3 of his carries, Mike, he's found the hole. It wasn't directly in front of him. That's always a good sign when your running back has vision, and he's accelerating through the hole very well. Bedford's got to have a strong running game.
1st and 10 on the Dover 10. Bedford threatening. We got Norfleet in the backfield with Morgan. Morgan direct snap. Norfleet up the middle, being brought down by a couple of Dover guys. Got inside the 5, maybe to the 4-3-yard line.
Yeah, the trenches are Dover's losing about 1.5 yards on the first burst of the Bedford offensive line. They better stop putting in some packages, otherwise some blitz packages or stacking up a little bit. It's going to be problems. I'm really surprised with Bedford's backup quarterback that they're not bringing more people in the box, Mike, defensively.
8:49 to go in the first quarter. Looks like we got Lagulon in the backfield with Norfleet and Morgan. Morgan waiting for the direct snap. Man in motion, comes back, and Morgan tries to keep it, does keep it, gets swallowed up, comes back this way, spins, got a couple blockers, and then brought down hard about the 5-yard line. So no gain. You don't like seeing your quarterback go down like that, Hardstein.
And you never like your quarterback. You never like your quarterback to be in a situation where he turns around and goes the other way because there's no blocking in front of him. It allows the defenders to take him on, right on. And
so this time we got same backfield, same setup. Norfleet and Lagulon.
Yep.
Spread aside to Morgan. Back fires, far side. Lagulon catches it, gets tackled, and does he get in? No, he gets down to about the 1 foot line.
Yeah, somewhere in that range. That was impressive. Tommy Morgan looks better, more comfortable in the pocket right now than he did in Goffstown. There's nothing you can do. All of a sudden, he's got to go in there and play live against one of the top teams in the league in Goffstown. He's had a couple weeks now, and he's looking very comfortable in the pocket. Nice pass there.
Same backfield. Norfleet, Lagulon. Morgan waiting the snap. Hands off to Lagulon. Straight ahead, straight ahead, straight ahead. Finally, a whole touchdown. Bedford scores at 7:54 in the first quarter. Draws first blood.
One of the things you got to do when you've got a short run play to get in the end zone or get a first down, you keep those legs moving until the whistle blows. As long as those refs see those legs moving forward, they generally don't blow the whistle. And, I think what was that third or fourth effort that he finally got in around that defensive line. Nice job. Good drive there.
Aiello waiting to add on one. Ball is down, kick is up. It is long enough. It is good. So Aiello adds one. Bedford leads 7-0 with 7:54 to go in the first quarter over the Green Wave of Dover.
Yeah, Bedford did what they had to do on both sides of the ball. Actually, all three phases. So you got a kickoff deep in the end zone, no run back. Boy, that's valuable. More and more, you don't want the top players having a hand on the ball with your special teams. They accomplished that. Next thing they did, first two plays, 3 and out. Not only 3 and out, very aggressive 3 and out defense, and there was nobody open and everybody was covered. That's a good sign for the game plan for the week. Then they finally get the ball, and what happens? They take the ball down with about a 55-yard drive, Mike. Very methodical. This is what you wanted to see in this Dover matchup early if you're a Bedford fan.
Segura Duchesne, deep for Dover. Aiello ready to kick it off. His last kickoff booted it deep into the end zone. Let's see if that leg still has some feet in it, because he's going to try and boom this thing, not give these guys a chance to run it back. Here we go. Aiello kick, high, end over end. Same thing, deep in the end zone. And that is, again, another touchback. Great kick.
Yeah. In the offseason, Aiello gets not only in the weight room to get good extension, if he can start delivering that kind of depth with a little more height, I mean, this kid's worth looking at. He's a good looking, and he seems to be very he organizes so nobody's offsides. I haven't seen an offsides call all year by Bedford on the kickoff team. That's impressive, and that's good leadership out there by your kicker. Let's see if the defense can hold it again, Mike.
Duchesne in the backfield. Cantwell back. Hands it to Duchesne. Far side. Nowhere. Stopped immediately. Maybe a gain of a yard. Bedford defense holding tough the line.
All right, let's have a trench warfare update, Mike. What I see out there right now is Bedford's defensive line getting excellent separation from the offensive linemen. What does that mean? They can straddle the gaps and close everything down, and that's what's making it really difficult at Dover to get any yardage. Great job by the front four defensive line.
And that was 51 Clark in the backfield in the Dover backfield. This time we've got, I think that's Oro. We got him. Cantwell waiting for a snap. Man in motion coming this way. Waiting the snap. Quick fired off to the flats. Caught Dover to the 20. Immediately brought down by Norfleet. Great one-handed tackle. And he just brought down number 10, Patrick Fleming for Dover. So that was a great guard. Hey, Bill. Congratulations. Bill Whitmore just stopped in to say hi. Nice job, Bill. One of the inaugural nominees for the great award in Bedford today.
Yeah, there was a number of them, I know. Terrific.
So Cantwell waiting for the, that's Oro in the backfield with Cantwell. Cantwell waiting to snap. Two to the right, one to the left, coming this way. Couple handoffs. Cantwell tries to take it. He immediately gets swamped by the Bedford defense and brought down. Well, he had too many handoffs.
Yeah, but there was nothing. All three, himself and there's two other handoffs were not open. There wasn't anything on that play, no matter whether he handed it off or not, Mike. Bedford is acting like they had free film all week right down to the wire, and they've just, it's almost like they re-rehearsed the whole play. And that's a sign of a good week in practice and preparation. Dover's got nothing going right now.
All right, let's see what Montpini can do this time. Last time he ran
Yeah.
it back with a couple of flags. Stevens ready to kick it off for Dover. Dover's going from our left to right. Snap back. Steven kick is up. Not as deep. Montpini's going to get a shot to bring it back. Comes this way. 45, cuts up to the 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, cuts back, gets down to the 15. A swarm of Dover guys bring him down. What a great run back with no flags this time.
Terrific run back by Montpini. He's choosing the right lanes. Another great special teams play by Bedford, but one of the things I'm noticing is a tentative play on all three phases of offense, defense, and special teams by Dover. Very tentative. Almost kind of looking around. Well, if you got the tackle, this is not what we heard about Dover. I think they're a little gun shy at the moment.
5:44 to go in the first quarter. Bedford comes out in their spread offense. 2 to the right, 2 to the left. In the backfield is Toscano with Morgan. Man in motion, Montpini. Hands off to Montpini. Far side. Tries to cup it up. Cuts down, and he gets swamped. He didn't get anywhere.
Yeah,
No.
too long to develop,
Yeah.
Mike. If you're going to run if you have any intentions of running outside, you got to jet outside and then cut up field. You have to make them try to over pursue the outside, and that's where you get either cut up or you beat them. I thought Ryan Toscano had a pretty good block there to seal. I thought he did a nice job, but Montpini's got a sprint.
Yeah, you got that right.
I don't know why you're smiling at me, Mike, but I don't know if I'm. Somebody put "kick me" on the back of my shirt or something, and you're laughing at.
I just love the way you describe the play. You're dead on. You're right on. I love Steve Beals, play-by-color guy.
Oh boy, I'm not going to owe him something at the end of the game.
3 to the left, 1 to the
Game
right.
of cards.
Backfield looks like Toscano hit immediately. 2-3 guys of Dover in the backfield, so the line didn't work that time, and they're going back a little bit.
No, something's going wrong with those plays, Mike. It's just not working. When you had Dimitri Anagnos going north-south, they seem to be able to get through that line and create an opening. But this east-west stuff isn't working. I'm sure Coach Stank will bring it back.
4:42, ball on the 15-yard line, which is ball on the 20. It's 3rd and 15. And Toscano comes out. Anagnos comes in. Hopefully they'll get this play in. 1 to the right, 3 to the left. Morgan awaiting the snap. Morgan goes right back. He's being pressured. A little bit of a screen set up for Anagnos. Anagnos catches it, goes far side, comes near side, cuts up, and brought down by 2 or 3 Dover guys inside the 10-yard line. That was a great pickup.
I'll tell you, not only great pickup, how about Tommy Morgan? Nice and comfortable in the pocket, does a good job, lulls them in. That's the idea.
Yeah.
And then read the hands. As you're going back, read the hands of those defenders and understand the arc you have to throw. That's good work by Tommy. I liked a lot of the plays, even though it was rough in Goffstown. Had a lot of good plays in Goffstown, and he's showing more of it tonight.
4th down and 2, so Bedford's going for this inside the 10-yard line. Toscano in the backfield. Montpini in motion. Fake. Come back. Morgan's looking. He's in trouble, and he got brought down. That was a broken play.
Yeah, that's 3 broken plays, Mike, in this drive, and I guess there was nobody downfield at that point. This is an issue with Morgan. You were asking me earlier, and we kind of had the ceremony of the thing of the game. But in Goffstown, he was having a little trouble. Got to continue to work on his game of learning. There's nothing there. Get it out of bounds.
Throw it out of bounds. Throw it out of bounds. I totally agree. He can't take sacks. But he's a young quarterback. He's learning. He's a junior.
But he has potential. He's doing some good things.
No question. All right, so Cantwell, Oro's in the backfield with Cantwell. Dover brings 2 to the right, 2 to the left in their spread offense. Ready for the snap. Cantwell fakes it to Oro. Fakes right. Comes back this way, looking for man, plenty of room. Throws it upfield, and no one's there. That was a broken. It was either broken play or was well covered.
No, just well covered, and then he was trying to roll out and extend the play,
We got a flag.
and started pushing his waving his receivers down the field, and it just didn't happen. I don't know what the flag is.
I don't know either. Flag's down on the field with 3:35 to go.
That's against them. Anagnos is saying that it's against Dover.
That's going to be pushed back. They'll take that penalty.
Yep.
So ball on the 13. So if it's a 10-yard penalty, it's going back to the 3.
How about Montpini on those returns? Huh?
I love it.
Boy,
yeah.
is he nifty.
Yeah, he's a pretty nifty player.
Elusive.
Yeah.
I'll bet you when he was 4 or 5 years old, he was tough to catch.
Hey, listen. Lucian Montpini Jr.
Yeah.
5'11", 159.
Yeah.
We got another year to come
Yeah.
back this year and watch this kid.
And he's really maturing throughout the year. He's doing a much better job at cornerback in the first 2 games. Watching him mature, he's going to be a
I didn't get
solid
what
contributor.
that penalty was. We get that later. So
looked like a 5-yard, Mike, whatever
like
it was.
Clock in the backfield with 27, which is Normando. Cantwell waiting to snap. goes back, hands it to Normando, far side, tries to cut up and immediately brought down. I think that's Lagulon all over him.
Anytime you see a defense running to where the point of attack is before they really should be means that the film review of the week was outstanding.
They picked it up.
Yeah, I bet you that Coach Stank didn't have much more 2 or 3 hours sleep. He probably had the computer out in the kitchen table there going in the spare time. He has been well prepared so far to this game. His players know exactly where to go. They recognize the play. That's good D.
Empty backfield for Cantwell. It's 2nd and 15 ball on the 7-yard line. Cantwell, man in motion coming this way. Fake hands off. Cantwell keeps it, goes far side, gets a hole, cuts up, and then brought down immediately by, that looks like number 55 for Bedford.
Well, there's an example right there, Mike.
Dwight.
You have the offense of Dover clearly having a wide open lane to run, and Bedford's speed is, you could see right there, Bedford's defensive speed is considerably faster than their offense. They're going to have to do something different. I didn't get a chance to see Dover this year. What I've seen, I think Bedford is in good control here. We'll see what happens.
So Cantwell, this is 3rd down. I made a mistake. I thought it was 3rd down last play. It's 3rd down this play. Cantwell takes a direct snap, goes back, looking to throw downfield. Good coverage. No throw yet. Fires out to the flats. That's number 5, and he's brought out of bounds. Number 5 is Webb. That's enough for a 1st down. So nice play for Dover.
Yeah, that was a good pickup right there. That's the only. They're going to have to methodically move the ball down the field, but.
212.
The idea that they're just going to man up against this defensive line of Bedford, I haven't seen it yet. Unless something can change, they're going to have to start working off tackle.
Well, they haven't had any success running against Bedford. They've had some limited success throwing against Bedford, and that's been the theme all year. Bedford's got to tighten that up. Cantwell waiting to snap in the backfield. Goes back, looks downfield, a lot of pressure. Here comes Bedford trying to get him, and he's going to move it upfield, go out of bounds. And they pushed him out of bounds.
Nice job by Cantwell there, making the decision, rolls out, gets outside of the outside, and then he's looking downfield, didn't panic, and chose to run just the right time. When it's over, it's over.
Yeah.
And, the quarterbacks that continue to try to stay out there either get sacked or they wind up throwing interception because the running lanes are through. They've already exhausted. Nice play.
That was a 5-yard gain. 2nd and 5 in the 32. And we've got Cantwell in the backfield. We got Oro. We got 87. Stevens is out there. Cantwell now is under center. And under center with 27 is Normando. Goes back.
Nice job.
Hands off, nothing.
Yeah, defense, Coach Stank mixing up a little bit here, putting Anagnost, very good blitzer. He knows the right gap, and he knows where to shoot. He followed the play from behind as he went the other way. That's exactly what you want to do. Nice job by number 7 from Bedford.
That's Lagulon.
Yep, nice job, Lagulon.
Yeah. Harry, Jr. All right, so Cantwell in the backfield, rolls this way, fires this way, and that's number 19. That's Segura.
Yeah,
that's enough for a 1st down.
You were right on, Mike, when you said there's been a little problem underneath. Bedford's been playing a little bit soft. Every game that I've seen, they're playing a little soft on the corner. And, it isn't like the athletic advantage isn't with Cole and Monpini. I mean, those guys are outstanding athletes. I'd be tightening them up just a little bit.
Under 35-second clock's ticking in the 1st quarter. Oro in the backfield with Cantwell. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Backfield keeps it. Cantwell comes this way, cuts it up, gets a hole, cuts back. And finally, keeps going and gets up to the 50-yard line. Nice play by Cantwell.
Yeah, he's making really good decisions out there, and that's what's keeping this drive alive is his head and he's waiting for the right time to run.
So not only do they run the spread, but they kind of run a variation of the hurry-up offense. So
I give a lot of credit to Dover's offensive coordinators up top here. They're doing the only thing they can do to run against Bedford. Bedford's going to have to respond.
3 to the right, 1 to the left. Direct snap, hands off to number 27, comes this way. I believe that's Normando, and he gets a positive yard. So now they're mixing up their runs and their plays, and they're getting positive yards against the Bedford defense.
And anytime the flats were open, they attacked it. I give the offensive coordinators up top, or the guys are doing a great job for Dover. And what happens is you got to spread out your defense, take a few guys out of the box, right? Once that happens, and those running lanes inside and off tackle come for you.
So we just ended the 1st quarter with Bedford leading Dover 7-0, and the 2nd quarter is going to be kicking off pretty soon.
Yeah, to be honest with you, Mike, I think that I'm a little bit of surprise on this drive. It looked like Bedford had the defensive things right in control. But
So Billy's focusing in on the flagpole that was part of the Eagle Scout project by Brandon Bernston, and it was his group that in his Eagle Scout project went and dug the hole, poured the cement, leveled it out. I guess Carol Shea Porter requested a flag from the White House that flew over the White House. So that flag that flew over the White House is now flying over the Bedford field. And thanks to Brandon Bernstein, the Boy Scout, Eagle Scout Project, thank you for everything you guys do. All right, Steve, 7-0. I like the score. I don't like the fact that Dover's running and passing up and down the field in the second quarter against Bedford when we stopped them 3 times, 3 and out.
One of the things you look for as the first quarter develops in between quarters, you start to look for adjustments after each team's had a couple runs on the O. And that's exactly what Dover's doing a good job. Let's see if they can
Normando with Cantwell, hand off to Normando, far side, cuts it up. Gets a couple yards before he swarmed under, but I think that's enough for a first down. So
not seeing that kind of energy that I saw from the defensive line. They're getting wrapped up a little bit. Remember we talked earlier, the defensive line of Bedford was getting separation and holding the line, and that's never a good situation for the offense on a running game. That's not happening. Offensive linemen are getting off the ball quicker, and they're getting up tight against the defenders at Bedford, and that's often the runners to get through the line without being tackled. Straight on.
2 to the right, 1 to the left. Oro in the backfield with Cantwell. Cantwell waiting for the direct snap. Snap is back. Hands off to Oro. Far side, breaks a tackle, then gets swallowed up by a couple of Bedford guys before he gets a couple of positive yards. So, okay, we got some stats by Harry. Harry Kozlowski, total offense, Bedford in the first quarter, 67 to Dover, 53. Morgan, 2 for 2 for 15 yards. Cantwell, 5 for 5, 25 yards. Rushing Anagnos, 2 carries, 32 yards. Cantwell, 4 for 25 yards. Thank you, Harry Kozlowski, for those stats. Cantwell in the backfield with Oro in motion. Webb coming this way. Cantwell back, looking to throw. Fires down the middle, in and out of the hands, and intercepted. But that was a great interception.
Cole Glennon, I believe.
That's Glennon. Nice pickoff. Missed it, wide open receiver, and went into the hands of Glennon.
Well,
Bedford takes
there's a guy in the right place at the right time, in position, ready to make he was breaking down, getting ready to make the tackle on it, and really that ball should have been caught by the Dover receiver. I don't know, that slipped right through his hands there. Cantwell's got to be a little frustrated. So that's a big pickup for Bedford. Nice defensive play by Glennon before, to get in position and then make that nice catch.
All right, so who do we have? Toscano in the backfield with Morgan. Shabrick to the right. Shabrick to the left, 3 to the right. Morgan waiting the direct snap. Fakes the handoff, fakes the pass, comes, spins back, fires down the middle, and that is bobbled and then caught. And that's Crowley, and he's got a first down on a nice pickup.
Nice job by Tom. What I liked about that is you could see that Coach Stank has got him on a short string as far as getting rid of the ball. You could see he was looking downfield, and I could see he was ready to run if he wasn't open. He saw a man downfield. That's good coaching from the sidelines and developing this young quarterback as he moves on through the year. This is important. If Bedford's going to make a play for the playoffs, Tommy Morgan has got to improve every week.
Got some confusion with linemen coming in and out, running out. This is not good for Bedford, but here we go. 3 to the left, 1 to the right. In the backfield, Toscano. Fake to Toscano. Morgan comes up the middle, and he immediately gets swallowed up. Maybe got a couple yards.
Yeah, got a couple yards on it. But you know what? It's about moving the sticks, and the only way you can move the sticks is small pieces of yardage until you see something downfield behind the linebacker core. If the safeties are playing, the corners are playing soft, whatever. It looks to me like you got 3-4 yards.
Anagnos now
Pretty good spot
in the backfield. We have 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Morgan waiting the direct snap. 2nd and 7, 10:02 to go to halftime. Crowley in motion. Fake.
Nice.
Fires off to Crowley on the far side. Gets to midfield, 45. Run out of bounds about the 40-yard line. That's a nice play.
This is really the development you want to see with Tom. He's doing a nice job. He's sitting in the pocket. You notice he wasn't backing up. He threw that ball very, moving forward. And the other thing I like about him is he didn't look at the receiver the whole time. That's what sets the defense up. He's looking downfield. He knew exactly what he had to do. Throws a nice out pass.
Ball's on the Dover 43 with 9:53 to go. Clock is stopped. 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Empty backfield for Morgan in motion. Now we come, I think that's Anagnos comes up, he takes the handoff. He immediately gets tackled by 3 or 4 guys and maybe gets a yard.
I would say that's an accurate statement. 4 guys it takes to get him down.
Yeah.
Nice job running. Like the way he chose the lane. There was nothing there, and he was able to get a yard or 2 and get it past the line of scrimmage. Not every play is going to be a first down, Mike. It's about not losing yardage.
9:36 to go till half. We have 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Morgan waiting the snap with Anagnos in the backfield. Morgan, snap, fakes to Anagnos, drops back to
Nice.
pass. Good coverage, waiting, fires downfield. That's hit to Glennon. Glennon gets 5 or 6 yards up to the 36-yard
I
line.
really hope to see Tommy Morgan keep this up for Bedford's offense. This is good work. You look for a quarterback to be comfortable and confident in the pocket, and I'm seeing some real good development. Making better decisions.
Norfleet in the backfield, 3 to the left, 1 to the right. Direct snap to Morgan, goes right up the middle, big hole this side, comes up to the 30, 25, knocks out of bounds about the 23-yard line for a first down.
How about Tommy Norfleet on that lead block? Did you see him come through the hole?
Yeah, it was nice.
He just completely pancaked the defender and gave Tommy an opportunity to break outside. Nice follow behind by Tommy.
9:13 to go to half.
The more I see this Norfleet kid, I tell you, this kid's a football player.
He's in the backfield now with Morgan. We got 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Fake to Norfleet over the middle, hits Crowley for a positive gain, and he gets about 6 or 7 on that one.
Again, more comfortable in the pocket. Coach Stanks got to be very happy in the sidelines, the development of this kid, and he's reading the play, making the right decision.
Crowley out, Lagulon in. Norfleet in the backfield with Morgan. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Waiting for the play to come in from the sidelines. Morgan gives it to the lineman, steps back, waiting for the snap. Direct snap, pitched over to Norfleet, far side, gets to the 15, up to the 10, inside the 5, turns the corner, gets to the end zone, and let me see the indication. Touchdown. Nice. I didn't see the referee put his arms up, but I saw all the kids run back, so it must have been a touchdown.
I do not understand that defense. They left their outside man, their cornerback, it pulled way around over to the middle of the field on that side, right?
Yeah.
And then their defensive end lined up on the inside gap of the left tackle.
Yeah.
There was nobody there. I mean, I don't know if he called that, made that call midterm or what, but
Aiello, snap is down, kick is up. It's deep enough, and it is good. So Aiello adds 1 for a Bedford 14-0 lead with 8:27 to go till halftime. Steve.
Yeah, that was a great run great call by the offensive staff of Bedford, and a great seal blocking. Bedford's back to that winning formula again, moving the ball down the field strategically. It's all about making calls where they're not covering in the field, and Bedford did that here. Good play by Tommy Morgan.
I'll tell you, Bedford's really blessed to have the likes of Anagnost, a Norfleet, a Toscano, a Mumpini.
Yeah,
kids you can run the ball, throw the ball.
Belichicki and no heroes.
And they're mixing it up. It's beautiful.
But they're all just solid football players. Tommy Norfleet clearly is the ace out there right now. But Anagnost on the inside, he just does a terrific job finding holes, and he does not come down easy.
And they both work both sides of the ball. So the defensive side there is they're critical. So here we go. 8:27 to go till halftime. Bedford with a 14-0 lead. Aiello looking to kick the ball, and deep for Dover is, I'm trying to see the Dover guys, that's 17-3. It's going to come up to Dover, far side, that's 23, gets out to the big hole, comes up and he slips and then comes back. It gets up to the 40, almost the 40-yard line, 38-yard line for Dover. It's a nice run back. And that was number 23, Duchesne for Dover. A nice run back. Fell kind of awkward. I think he got up okay. All right, so they're going to be at their own 37, going from our right to left. Cantwell. In the backfield is Oro. 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Oro steps up. Cantwell waiting for the snap. Snap, hands it to Oro, gets in the middle, immediately gets brought down. I see 72, and I see Falvey and Twite.
Yeah, nice. Nice job, 72. Falvey. That was a great job. He took on 2 blockers there, did a terrific job. Hold him tight.
So, again, Oro in the backfield with Cantwell. This time they bring 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Ball's on the 38-yard line, 7:53 to go. Bedford leading 14-0 at home against Dover. Cantwell back, looks to throw, plenty of time. In the flat, tries to get Owo and gets nowhere.
Well, I got to tell you, Cantwell's not getting a lot of help from his receivers. I didn't really think that was that bad. He could at least jump for that ball and try to touch it. it almost seemed like his feet were on the ground, and he almost tipped it standing. I don't know what's going on there, but he needs more help if they're going to be able to offensively keep up with Bedford.
And he's getting time to throw.
He's getting time to throw. That is a factor. But I think that's by design. They're really not doing any blitz packages. They believe they can keep their DBs back and stopped over, Mike. So far, it's working for them.
Cantwell over in the backfield. Man in motion coming this way. Cantwell over the middle. And that's tipped, and that should have been intercepted. And again, that's number 19. That's Vitko, his go-to guy. Second time he missed it. Should have been picked off.
And you can see that blitz was set up with 3 plays of basically sitting there with a 4 defensive lineman holding the line. And then what do? They bring in Northfleet 100 miles an hour. That's just to get inside Cantwell's head. I think Coach Stank saw he was getting, or his staff saw he was getting a little too comfortable in the pocket, like you said earlier, and that's exactly what they did.
So we got Stevens back to punt for Dover and Mumpini back deep for Bedford with 7:40 to go until halftime. Bedford leading 14-0. Snap is back. Stevens fields it high. Not that long, but a high punt. And that's one of those scramble. You get out of the way. That's going to be
Boy,
a
I'll tell you, that ref
big,
could bring that up to the 50-yard line, and I think that's exactly what he's going to do.
Good call,
Wow.
Steve.
From this side of the field.
In those tired eyes, you got it.
Yeah, you got to have the Bill Jennings morning cereal oatmeal program. And let me tell you, it boosts your brain cells as you get in your 50s, and it works.
So that was like
I'm not supposed to be advertising on television, am I?
That was like a plus 13-yard play, wasn't it?
Yeah, right. I really think they might have been better off going for it in 4th down there, Mike, to be honest with you. I would agree with you.
So Bedford's going to take the
Great
ball
field position.
at midfield. Morgan in the backfield. That looks like that's Anagnos. No, that's Toscano. Heads off to Toscano up the middle. He gets 5, breaks a tackle, 10, gets 50, almost 14 yards. Boy, he ran right through that Dover defense.
He's a load. He's a very durable athlete. There's something, there's some guys that are just built in a way that they don't get injured. He's one of those guys that can just keep bringing it, and he's really thick. He's in excellent shape, and he's strong. And I got to tell you, to have this many good backs on a football team.
2 to the right, 1 to the left.
Big.
Morgan waiting the snap. Fakes to Toscano. Morgan goes far side, gets up to the 35, to the 30, down over the 25, and then finally brought out of bounds. That could have been a penalty, but they let that one go. So it looks like it's going to be about the 26-yard line.
26, yeah.
First
Tommy
down.
Morgan there, Mike. One thing you look for a quarterback, we've been talking about it all game, is you look for them to improve quickly once they get the starting role. And that's happening right now, doing a fine job.
1 to the right, 2 to the left. Toscano in the backfield with Morgan. Ball's on the 26-yard line of Dover, 7:08 to play. Morgan waiting for the direct snap. Snap, fakes it down the middle. Lugulon wide open. 5, gets down to the goal line and gets stopped about the 1-yard line.
I wouldn't call that stopped.
Harry Lugulon. He tripped.
He tripped.
He tripped. His momentum was stopped.
Yeah, again, nice back by Tommy Morgan. Good pass. Excellent mechanics. A lot of time spent with this fellow over the last 2 weeks, you can tell.
And who's in the backfield? Anagnos. With Morgan.
Probably a good time inside the 5.
Of course, right to Anagnos. Bulls forward, and he gets down to the 1-yard line. Tried reaching, but so that's going to be 2nd and goal, probably with inches to go.
Yeah, they're going to bring in Toscano, I think. They're going to try one bolt, then they're going to try another one because both of those guys are your power inside guys. And Coach is talking to Dimitri. I think that that Coach Stank wanted it to go to the other side. I think that was what happened there.
A little lesson there. Okay, handoff to Toscano, right up the middle, and that is good. Touchdown. Bedford scores 6:19 to go till half.
Yep.
Touchdown.
Coach Stank, I love this. He's got Dimitri on the sidelines, reams him out, and then sends him back in, patting his head. That's good coaching right there. You rip him down, you build him up, and then what did you see Dimitri doing? Sitting there with his head nodding, yes, coach, and you watch. This kid's going to be fired up for the next play, I promise you that.
Hustled back in.
You betcha. I love to see that stuff in the field. Great job.
Aiello ready to add the extra point. Ball is down, kick is up. It's long enough. It is good. So with 6:19 to go till half, Bedford leaves the Dover Green Wave 21-0. And on a very good offensive display that last series, they stopped over almost on an interception, took over the ball, a bad punt. Bedford gets it at the 50, And then, 5 or 6 plays later, they punch it in for a touchdown. Don't forget the nice play over the middle to Lagulon.
Yep.
Morgan to Lagulon for that big play, and he stumbled to the goal line.
Absolutely. Now there's more education going on over here in the huddle between Coach and Dimitri. This is the kind of stuff that you really want to, that I think Derek Stank does a great job. He's been there. He understands what it means to motivate players. He's not going to let this game, he's 21-zip, but this is a good Dover team. He's going to keep his guys motivated all the way into the end of the third quarter if he can do it.
So, looks like 23-17 back for us. So we got Duchesne and Segura back for Dover with Aiello ready to kick it off. And Aiello, this ball now isn't as deep. It's going to be fielded by the up man of Dover, who takes it at the 20, gets up to the 25, gets hit by a couple of Bedford players, gets up to about the 27-yard line.
Yeah,
Dover's going to take
Mike,
over.
they had an opportunity there to really get a lane. It was quick to him. He picked it right up, but there was nobody up front blocking really there. Dover's in a little bit of a disarray on their special teams. I don't. It's almost like everybody's looking around and they're not all going to do their job, and I think that's why you see the score on there right now.
So this game's brought to you by BCTV and 105.1 WBNH Bedford Radio. We're here live and streaming over the web, so we hope everyone who's listening across the country and across the world are listening and enjoying this game. 6:11 to go until halftime. 21-0 Bedford. Cantwell takes the ball, hands it off to Oro. Oro maybe gets 3 or 4 yards, and then he stopped.
Bedford defensive line back to getting separation again. That's what you want to see. Get separations from those offensive linemen so you can get vision, and then you can get your arms free to make a stick. Nice job.
So the Dover Green Wave now are trying to figure out this Bedford defense. They did on a couple of drives earlier, Steve, where they passed and ran the ball well, but right now we got 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Oro in the backfield with Cantwell. Hand off to Oro. Cuts it up the middle. Gets in first down territory.
Yeah,
he got first down. Yeah.
And that's what you want on any drive. You want to start. You want to move those sticks quick, move them early, methodically down the field, and develop your offense. I don't. I mean, Cantwell's receivers is going to have to start cashing in here, Mike, and catching some of these passes.
We got to stop Oro too.
You got to stop. Exactly.
Nice nifty little run by that running back for Dover. So
Absolutely.
Oro in the backfield with Cantwell. 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Ball is snapped back, comes this way, pitches to Oro, coming this way, tries to get up to the 40, gets about the 42-yard line, and maybe gets a yard. But that was nice pursuit by Bedford.
Nice job by Enignos, staying square to the line. One of the things that running backs look for, if they're well-trained, is they're looking for the defender that's coming after them to turn his hips. And then once he turns his hips, he's made a commitment, and he cuts back, or if he turns his hips on the inside, he cuts out. Dimitri didn't do that. He stayed lateral all the way down the line.
4:53 to go till half, 21-0 Bedford. Dover going from our right to left. Cantwell in the backfield with Oro. Snap back, drops back. Cantwell gets hit when he throws, and that was a nice play.
I believe that was Andrew Twite. What a terrific job. Excellent outside move. Had separation from the left tackle, and that was a just textbook sack.
And when you get hit like that, and you can see Cantwell, he's getting up a little sluggish. He's holding his hip. When you hold your hip, what are you doing? You're taking deep breaths.
That's why left tackles make more money, make double the money than any other position on the offensive line, because they're protecting. No, seriously, they're protecting the backside of the quarterback, and it's such a critical position.
So in the backfield now is 27. That's Normando with Cantwell. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Cantwell back. Normandale flares out, fires down the middle, and that's intercepted. That was going to go to Vitko, and that's picked off by Monpini coming this way to the 40. Blockers ahead of him, 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. No flags in the field. What a great play by Monpini.
Terrific play, terrific choice of lanes. And the blockers were out in front of him, hungry downfield. But I have to say, Mike, that interception was heavily because of the fact that of Twite's sack from behind.
Yeah, good point.
He had happy feet out there because he knew they were coming again. They were blitz packaging. Coach Stank and his defense are smelling blood. They're going after it, and they're timing their blitzes perfectly. And they got Cantwell a little nervous.
Well, they were going to number 19, Vitko, which is his go-to guy down the road.
Yeah.
Now remember, 3 times today they went to Vitko. Twice he was intercepted, and he should have been intercepted the third time.
Absolutely.
Getting out of the hands. So,
absolutely.
So we got 4:20 to go. Bedford's up 27-0. Aiello ready to add an extra point. Snap is down. Ball is up. High enough, deep enough, and it is good. So with 4:20 to go till half, Bedford's not letting off the gas, 28-0.
No, I don't think that Coach is going to let off the gas. I think he's going to go 3 strong quarters and keep on getting that offense going. And you can't blame him. It's playoff time. It's a little different. You start getting ahead. I don't want to get too far ahead here. It's 28-0 though with 4:20 left in the half. That's a pretty good lead. The defense is what's really impressing me as well. Is their ability, the calling of the blitzes at the right time. This, again, I'll say it one more time. This Bedford defense knows the plays as they're coming, and they're doing. They had an excellent week of practice and a good game plan coming in.
Well, it looks like, and I'm not predicting anything, but 28-0 at halftime's a nice score. In Dover, which was really in the mix of a playoff team. If they had beaten Bedford, their record was
they don't look at it. They don't look like it right now.
They don't look at it right now, no question.
The fact that it's 28-0 isn't that it's the lack of let me get to the ball, let me tackle, make the tackle.
Aiello does a little, that was an onside kick that was, I don't know why they're trying that. Anyways, we want to get up a little public service announcement. Congratulations to the golf team for capturing their 4th straight Division I title last week at Portsmouth Country Club. Sophomore C.J. Ledoux led the way for the Bulldogs, shooting a 2-day total of 150 and capturing the individual title. He's the first Bulldog to do so. So congratulations to the boys golf team and to C.J. Congratulations to the volleyball program. Over the past couple of weeks, they've been raising awareness and funds for cancer research, the bake sale, and hosting a Dig Pink volleyball game. In doing so, they were able to donate $2,100 to Linda Krause. Awesome job, girls. We'll get to a few more in a minute. 4:20 to go, 28-0 Bedford. Dover trying to solve this Bedford defense. They're having a tough time so far. 2 in the back, 2 to the right, 1 to the left, 2 in the backfield with Cantwell. Cantwell waiting for the direct snap. Fakes it, takes the ball up the middle, and he gets hit after gaining 2 yards.
Yeah, Bedford defense swarming again, Mike. When you start seeing a lot of guys coming to to make the tackle, that's key. Bedford's motivated. They don't have enough yet. They want more.
Well, we know
they're going to need a good D.
We know what kind of a coach Stank is, and he's like a Belichick. This is big boy football. You keep your foot on the gas till the final whistle blows.
Yeah, at least till the end of the third quarter when everybody puts in the twos. Right, absolutely right.
So Oro in the backfield, direct snap. That went back. Boy, I'll tell you, Cantwell was out. That went direct snap to Oro, and that's number 5 back there, which is Webb, who was Carson Webb's the senior. He was last year's quarterback, so we don't see Cantwell in there. We got to scan the sidelines and see if there's anything going on over there with the quarterback.
A little confused, Mike, why he didn't continue to drive upfield. He all of a sudden he looked up. I thought he had 3 or 4 more yards to grab, and he just stops and goes lateral. I don't understand.
Webb snapping, taking the snaps now for Dover with Oro in the backfield. Man in motion, far side. Webb looks far side, fires, and that was immediately tipped, hit, and almost intercepted again. So we're going to have to get some information, maybe from the Dover coaching staff, which is down the other end of the box, where Cantwell is.
Yeah, Andrew Twite having a very good game tonight. I've been watching him all game. The reason he was able to get basically have we'll call it a sack, even though the ball was thrown, he still sacked him and it went nowhere. He got to him in time. But Andrew Twite having a great game on this side. I'm going to watch the other defensive end position as well. 4th
and 7, and Stevens back to kick it away with 3:04. Bedford's going to get another shot at this before halftime, Steve. So this will be interesting. Looks like we got Monpini back there deep for Bedford, who's having a great day today. Bad snap over the head, trying to get it off. He's not going to get it off, and it is blocked. And that's going to be Bedford ball on the Dover 44-yard line. That was a bad snap and great pursuit by Bedford defenders.
Yeah, that's a terrific job. Again, Twite powering in there, Bourgeois powering in there. They're doing a great job. Excellent job by the inside tackle. I couldn't see with the numbers, but whoever they were, congratulations. Nice job. Things starting to come apart at the seams here for Dover, Mike, and they're kind of
I see Cantwell out there on defense, so it's
Yeah.
not that he's injured. He's limping a little bit, and then they brought in Webb to maybe shake this thing up and get some new blood in there. But
I haven't seen Cantwell play the same since he got hit by Dwight.
looks like Norfleet in the backfield. It's going to go to Norfleet this side to the 40, and he gets to the 38, twisted down a little bit. Didn't look good.
Sorry about that, listeners, but
Yeah, he's shaking
that
it a
was,
little.
That was an alligator roll right there while he had his knees in clamp.
Yeah.
And Norfleet is such an important part of this football team as they move forward into the
Well,
playing
let's
some
keep
of
an
the
eye
top
on him.
brass. Yeah.
Backfield. Morgan fakes the Norfleet, fires far side. That's over to Crowley. Crowley gets up to the first down marker to the 30 and more.
That's all done right there, Mike, by an outstanding pass. It really, when you can throw a pass like Morgan's thrown these out pattern passes, these bubble screens and such, and lead him so he can be looking down the field as he's catching the ball, he's got immediate vision. That's just precision.
And you can see the confidence,
You can see the
just
confidence.
bubbling out of him right now, which is he needs a game like this after the Goffstown game.
He sure does. Well, he had it in Concord, but now it's more of a test, and he's doing it.
3 to the right, 2 to the left, man in motion, fakes it in motion. Morgan goes the other side, gets by. He's getting in a lot of trouble. He's going down.
No, just
3 or
go
4.
down.
Yeah.
In that situation, when you have a quarterback, and he's your backup quarterback, so you cannot lose him. Not that they don't have a third one, but this, it's playoff time, so you don't want to lose him. Coach Stank has got to pull him aside and say, look, if you're in the wraps of someone, you go down. If Tom Brady can do it, you can do it.
Yeah. And they do have a couple of guys that would play quarterback. I know Owen Brown is listed as a quarterback.
Yeah, solid athlete.
Ryan Donahue, who's a junior. Nathan Frederick, he's a sophomore.
Yep.
So it's not like there's another next man up philosophy here as well.
No, but you've invested now for the third week. You don't want to lose. You don't want to start over going into the playoffs, and especially in a playoff game potentially next week against Central.
No question. 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Anagnos in the backfield with Morgan. Ball's on the 29-yard line. Minute 32 to go. Direct snap. Hands it to Anagnos. Goes up the middle for a couple yards, and he's brought down. So that's going to be third down in about
Hey, Mike, what do you
10
think?
or
What do you
11.
think about Aiello's chances if they can get pinned to the 23,
Oh,
24 yard
let it
line?
rip.
Let it rip, right? I'd let it rip right now.
No, why not?
No, I'm totally. I'd let the clock run down, and I'd let them do it just for the homecoming crowd,
So 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Morgan checking the play to the lineman, steps back. Anagnos in the backfield. 57 seconds and counting till half. Direct snap. Fake to Anagnos, goes back, pass, fires downfield, and that's to Shabrick, and he just missed it.
I can't believe he didn't throw a flag right there. He had his hands elbowed, all locked in of Shabrick, and I surprised the ref didn't throw that flag there.
All right, so let's see what Coach Stank has in mind. Come on, let's see it. Is he coming out? We got a change out here. Let's see. Yes.
They're going to do it.
No, they aren't. No. Yes, they are.
Yes, they are.
I love it.
So we're looking at a 47-yard field goal here, a 46-yard field goal, Mike. What are your chances?
This is good. I love it.
Put your chips on the table. What do you got?
I say good.
I say
ball
good,
is
too.
down, kick is up.
Not
ball
gonna be
is
short.
high, it's going to be short.
That is way under what that man can kick right there.
Well, we saw the kickoffs. He was booing him in the end zone.
Gosh.
So.
Yep.
But anyways, I love the fact that he had confidence in his kicker.
Absolutely.
Go out and try it.
And you know what?
Who knows?
I let him do it again.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this kid's good.
43.2 seconds ago till halftime. The visiting Dover Green Wave is on a losing end of a 28-0 score. The Bedford Bulldogs in their home black at Bedford Homecoming in Bedford, New Hampshire, high on the hill, enjoying a 28-0 lead.
And I got to tell you, I mean, called with Friday Night Lights last night, Bill. Mike. We saw Londonderry get just destroyed by South.
Cantwell's back in with Duchesne, fakes a Duchesne, comes back, and this is Oro, cuts it up. Nice cut. Gets it up to the 40, 45, and dragged down. So little misdirection on a nice pickup for Dover.
Well, I was saying last night, South just absolutely annihilated Londonderry. Just was really shocked on that. And I know that South knew that they need to do something like that to make a statement. I gave a parallel to this game. People saying, oh, no, Dover's pretty tough. Dover's pretty tough. Well, if Bedford's making a statement here, they need this sort of gravitas, if you will, going into the playoffs, where when they're coming in, they know that they're beating Dover by big numbers. They beat Central next week. Now they got a playoff game where they say, you know what, this team's back.
This team's back, yeah, no question.
So they need that feeling going in playoffs, playing against some very strong football teams in Salem, Winnicott, Pinkerton, Goffstown. I mean, these are marquee programs.
Well, the good news is we won't have to face
Three, by the way, which don't run the spread.
If Pinkerton, we won't have to face them until the final game because they're in the other slot. But we haven't seen much of them.
Salem too. I mean, I wouldn't
Oh,
put
listen,
Salem beat Pinkerton.
I'm not discounting any teams, but traditionally that Pinkerton program and
great.
O'Reilly's program's done a nice job.
You know, it was
down
great
there,
2 weeks ago, Mike. And you talked about. We started talking about the beginning of the game was the Goffstown Bedford matchup 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
That was Tommy's first week. Made some mistakes. He's not making those mistakes tonight. Doing a nice job. But one of the things I was going to mention is, it's a great matchup. Is how about Derek Stank and Justin Huff?
Oh yeah,
Two
great.
excellent young football coaches, class guys with class teams coming up. What a great thing to see.
So Cantwell in the backfield, drops back to pass, looks, nobody there. Bedford, a lot of pressure. Cantwell trying to spin away, trying to buy time, looks, points downfield, and he is going to...
Somebody's got to catch the ball
I'll tell you.
from Dover here. I think that's, 5 or 6 drop passes?
Yeah, that wasn't good at all.
I mean, you got to come to play. It's almost like they're just concerned about footsteps or something, Mike. Seen too much of that.
The fact that Cantwell, and he's back in the game, by the way, so he took a series off to let Webb try it, but he's trying to find his guys downfield. And Bedford's playing, well, you don't call that a prevent defense, but you got 3 guys deep down on the 35-yard line, so they aren't letting anything up big.
Just saw Josh Coleman come off the field. He, Falvey, and Francis. What a terrific job these guys are doing.
1 to the right, 4 to the left. Cantwell looking to pass, drops back. 3 guys rush for Bedford. Cantwell far side trying to get rid of the ball. He just gets rid of the ball.
Yeah, Andrew Twite again. This kid's on fire. Whatever they fed him this morning and afternoon, keep feeding it to him on game day because this kid is fired up. He is just completely destroying the left tackle. He's got an inside spin move. He's got a kind of a swim move that he does on the outside, kind of a separation move. He's got it going on, and he's winning the battle almost 7 out of 8 times.
And Cantwell's taking his time coming back after having 2 of those guys fall on him.
That's at some point you get in the huddle, you say, "Can you please block number 55?"
You gotta love it. All right, so this time we got 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Cantwell, single back. Looks like Duchesne. Cantwell looking.
There he is. There he is again.
Brings him down.
This kid's on
Big
fire
time.
today.
That's great. Cantwell's not happy, but you know who is happy?
Andrew Twite's father is happy. I can tell you that right now.
The whole Twite family's happy. So
Andrew Twite. We've been talking about it, Bill, for like 10 minutes, buddy. All right. Open up his ear there. I'll tell him. It's Andrew Twite. Doing a terrific job, Billy.
3.5 seconds to go, and it's 4th and 10, so Bedford...
you start using some new names that we haven't really talked about.
Well,
it wasn't because they weren't doing the job. They've been doing all along. What's happening is good play and hard practices and working. All of a sudden, it just comes at the end of the season, and these are the sort of things you want Bedford to see as they go in the playoffs.
We talk about this. The linemen don't get the recognition they normally get, but Bourgeois, the Adams, the Felveys, the Twites of the world are proving them worth today, and they're doing a heck of a job for Bedford. So when we can name linemen in the play time and time again, this game is definitely in Bedford's favor. There's no question.
Absolutely.
28-0, 3.5 seconds to go. Harry Kozlowski is going to have an interview with the coach at halftime, so we're looking forward to that. Harry, thank you so much. He's doing a great job. He's going to give us some.
Coach Stank?
Coach Stank. He's going to give us some stats. So the radio side and the TV side, stay tuned for that and for Harry's. So they're going to punt away. Looks like Stevens.
Oh, nice punt.
Booming punt. Mompini drops it, but it doesn't matter. Time just ran out. So halftime here in Bedford, New Hampshire, 28-0. Bedford over the Dover Green Wave. So we're going to have a real quick. I'll get this, and then you're going to watch us. We get some Hall of Fame inductees that were inducted this afternoon. Some great people.
Sure are.
Bill Whitmore, the former AD, was one of them. Sue Mullen, guidance counselor for many years, 39 years. Bill Greiner, a community active guy, has been in the back and in the forefront of many activities, including the high school. Dennis Pope, first superintendent of schools. Ann Ramus, superintendent of schools from 2003-2006. Tim Mays, superintendent 2006, 2014. Great individuals being inducted into the very first Bedford School Hall of Fame. That ceremony took place today at the high school, but to be honored at halftime. And then we're going to get the band, and the band's coming out after that. and you guys are going to be enjoying the Bedford High School band. So we're going to go ahead and shift this over.
Looking down on that field, Bill, there's a couple of those inductees that I can tell you made a huge difference in my life.
Nice.
Terrific people,
Yeah.
Ann Remus and Tim and all the others.
Yeah.
Great job.
Super.
Worked in Bedford schools or their administration, or participated in the broader Bedford community for the improvement of our schools, and who have made exceptional contributions to the school or community. Over the past year, community members, faculty, and administration were given the task to develop a process to review nominees and select our first ever Hall of Fame class. Please welcome our 6 inductees. Bill Whitmore. Bill Whitmore served as the Bedford High School Athletic Director for a period of 8 years. He set a standard for excellence in sportsmanship both in our athletic program and around the state. Sue Mullen. Sue Mullen was a longtime teacher and guidance counselor in the Bedford schools. She taught here for 39 years, helping countless students and faculty members with her wisdom and guidance. Bill Griner. Bill Griner is an extremely active community member who has worked tirelessly to support and enhance the experiences from the youth of our community and the Bedford School District. Dennis Hope. Dennis was Bedford's first superintendent of schools and served from 1989 to 2003, and he led the formation of the Bedford School District as it separated from Merrimack back in 1989. As our first superintendent, Dennis established the high-quality standards which have made the Bedford school system what it is today. Ann Remus. Ann Remus served as superintendent from 2003 to 2006. As a parent, reading tutor, board member, assistant principal, and superintendent, Ann's deep understanding of the community helped this community finally approve the creation of Bedford High School. And lastly, Tim Hayes. Tim Hayes served as superintendent of schools from 2006 to 2014. Tim oversaw the process with which Bedford High School and Mercier School were designed, built, staffed, and opened. For more information about the Bedford Schools Hall of Fame, including nomination information, please go to the school district homepage and look under the Community tab. Thank you.
All right, so we're going to get ready to kick this thing off in the second half. In Bedford, they deferred the toss, so they're going to get it, it's leading 28-0 over Dover, the Green Wave, and back deep for Bedford. I know Mumpini's back there, and looks like who else we got? The Northfleet's back there as well. So we're going to have Dover ready to kick this thing off, and here it goes. Goes deep back, and that pushes Northfleet back and for a touchback. So.
Yeah, surprised Schabrick's up that far. That could be dangerous if they're able to leak it behind him without going in the end zone. But it did, so Bedford will take it 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line.
So here we go. We're going to have Tom Morgan, the junior quarterback, who's actually having the game, I don't want to say the game of his life, but the coming out party. This kid showing that he can run this offense and run it and chuck it. And we're going to see what another second half with Morgan. Looks like we got Anagnos in the backfield. We got 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Hand off to Anagnos, straight ahead. Bulls 4 or 5 guys, about 4 or 5 yards. So
yeah, that's what you want out of Dimitri, and he oftentimes gets a lot more. That's what you're looking for, that 2nd and 5. When you run a spread offense and you come out 2nd and 5, that's exactly what you're looking for. And he and Tommy Northfleet, as well as the other host of running backs get the job done for
Three
him.
to the right, one to the left. Morgan, Anagnos in the backfield, waiting for the snap. Snap comes down to Anagnos, goes far side, tries to turn the corner, and he's ripped back down. That didn't look good.
Ooh, I didn't
maybe
like the
lost
way
a
that
yard.
came down there. Yeah. He's okay though. He's up. You know, the ability to with the technology today, the medical technology, to get players back in shape. It's just amazing. I thought he was could potentially be out for the season, and here he is.
Here he is back.
And they need him.
3rd and 7. Bedford on the 23-yard line, going from our left to right. Just joining us, we've got the second half with Bedford up 28-0 with their first possession. Anagnos in the backfield with Morgan. Morgan waiting for the snap. Snap comes down, fakes to Anagnos, looks to throw, fires down the middle, hits wide open. Boy, look at that. Glennon to the 40, 35, 30, 20, 15, 10, 5, and touchdown. That was an awesome throw, very patient. Hits Glennon wide open the middle and takes it to pay dirt.
You know, regardless of who you're playing at the time, the fact is that Tommy Morgan did a great job. He went back. He didn't look at his primary receiver at first. He comes back, steps up in the pocket, Mike, which is so important to know how to do that, which he didn't do against Goffstown. He just fired a strike with a quick release right down to Glennon.
So with this point after for Aiello, we'll make it 35-0, and under the NHIAA,
we're going to run.
The clock will run, and that is good.
Now,
so,
Mike, if it starts running, it can't stop, right?
Well, I can stop on a couple of situations. Obviously, can stop.
No. I meant once it goes, it isn't like if they get inside of 35 points, it stops
yes,
again.
Yeah, they do. Yeah,
they do.
It's
They do.
It's a 35-point lead. Yeah.
Yeah, but so what I'm saying, does it continue no matter what happens with the score after that?
So if Dover gets a touchdown, let's go to
Harry, fill us in.
Kenny. Yeah.
So for those listening out there, if they get if they get get inside of 35 points, the clock does stop after that. So I just want to get that clarified because I know that was a discussion a couple years, 4 or 5 years back.
So.
Now I'm getting an opposite view here. Okay, that's what I thought they did. Okay, so apparently it stays running time. I don't know. You know what? I love both of you guys, so I'll let you guys put your chips in, and I'll just take my even cut, and we can split.
All
right?
Kick it off. Kicks it deep. And this is another boomer here,
wow.
Steve, but comes to the 5, comes up to the 15, gets up to the 25, to the 30, not quite to the 30, to the 25, and gets brought down. So,
Mike, there's some serious hitting going on out there in these special teams. Wow. I saw some great, good clean hits, but they're heavy. It's football, collision sport, right?
It's football with 10-10 to go and the clock running, and Bedford up 35-0. Dover is trying to answer. Cantwell's in the backfield with Oro, and they got 2 receivers to the right, 2 receivers to the left. We're ready for the snap. Cantwell ready for the direct snap. Ball comes back. Hands on that. Fake to Oro. Missed the tackle. Cantwell's in trouble and brought down by Lagulon. Nice job by
these defensive
Harry.
ends. Harry Lagulon and Andrew Twite on the defensive end position for Bedford, playing a great game tonight. Excellent moves. We know how well they're trained. The defensive linemen have always been excellent from Bedford, and that comes from the staff. Just doing a great job.
So 2nd and 12, Oro in the backfield with the quarterback, Cantwell. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Cantwell drops back, fires over to Oro, and he misses it. He looks like he turned upfield before he caught the ball, Steve.
Yeah, Seth Andrews and Josh Colmer in the game at defensive tackle. I noticed this game, Mike, they've been platooning the tackles a lot, trying to get rest for these guys because a lot of them play on offense as well. And that's exactly what they're doing, just to get fresh bodies in there, and they're all doing a terrific job holding the offensive line and in many cases controlling 2 gaps. So when they get separation, they're terrific.
Oro in the backfield with Cantwell. 2 to the right, 2 to the left. 8:40 to go to play. Cantwell drops straight back, looking to throw over the middle. Caught. That's in drag down, then bounce back. No, then 3 or 4 Bedford guys bring him down. That's number 8. That's Parker.
Yeah, nice pass by Cantwell. Good route. Bedford definitely playing somewhat of a prevent defense with a 35-0 lead. They're going to play way off these guys, and they're going to give them those passes underneath.
So that's a kid's name we haven't heard a lot today, number 8, Parker. But if he gets open like that, we might hear him a few more times in the
Yeah, it's
second half.
kind of by design, Mike. Anything under 12, 13 yards, they're probably going to give him underneath. Make the tackle and make the clock run.
So 2 in the backfield with Cantwell ready for the direct snap. Comes back, second back through. That's number 23. I believe that's
Wow.
Duchesne, and he gets the
I don't know
line
if
of
you saw the
scrimmage.
trench work going on there. Number 68 was pulling guard coming to the left-hand side. Bedford completely, defensive line, Josh Comer completely blew up that play. Terrific job, just shut the thing right down, and they got nowhere.
So those 2 running backs come out. That was Clark was back there. He comes out, and Oro comes back in with Cantwell with 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Cantwell fires far side, and that is caught far side and out of bounds for after he gains 8 yards.
That's a good hit there by Mumpini. He's pretty jacked up. I think Dimitri, his teammate, liked it as well. When they're running back on the field, they're motivated. It's getting playoff time, Mike, and you can start feeling it from the defense. And defenses have to do this. They have to play aggressive coming in. You've got to have that attitude on the field at playoff time. You do all the time, but especially now.
7 minutes to go in the third quarter. Empty backfield for Cantwell. 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Man in motion. Fakes it a man in motion. Cantwell looks back, far side, fires down. That's caught for a first down. I think that's 87. That's Stevens. Haven't heard his name all day today.
Yeah, I mean,
Tight end.
The tight end. Cantwell rolled out very nicely there. He stepped up, rolled out. He's got a pretty good release on his strong side.
He had a lot of protection back there too, Steve.
He did.
So 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Cantwell in the backfield is Oro. Man in motion coming this way. Cantwell straight back, fires over the middle. That's bobbled and then dropped.
Yeah, a lot of bobbles, a lot of drops tonight by the receivers from Dover. Bedford's been kind of all around him. I've just sensed a lot of footstep play out there, and they're just not feeling comfortable on their passing routes catching the ball. And Cantwell's delivering. I really think this guy's showing me he's pretty game quarterback, but you got to have some help.
A lot of drops, and that was the tight end Stevens who dropped that one. So let's see what they can do here with 2nd down and 10 with 5:54 to go, and Bedford leading 35-0 in the third quarter here at Bedford Bulldog Stadium. We got Cantwell in the backfield. Looks like number 23, Duchesne. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Direct snap back. Cantwell falls back, fires over the middle, and that is
what a terrific
wide
pass.
open. That's Vitko. Breaks a tackle, gets down to about the 15-yard line. That's a kid who dropped a couple early on, but he was a nice pickup there.
I got to tell you, this kid can fire a ball. I think Bedford's got to be a little careful where they don't play a little, off a little too much. I've never been a big fan of the heavy-duty prevent, and that's kind of what they're playing right now. I have a funny feeling as we get down towards the red zone, Coach Stank is going to tighten her up a little bit. What do you think?
So I totally agree with that. 3 to the left and 1 to the right with Oro in the backfield with Cantwell. 4:58 to go. Knocking on Bedford's door. Oro right-hand side, handoff, gets 3 or 4 yards, and then tackled by a host of Bedford players.
Yeah, nice job keeping his legs moving to grab those yards. It wasn't a lot. There was like a big ball of players there, and he just kept on working his way through. Got a couple yards out of it.
Got it down to, I believe, the 13-yard line. It's going to be 2nd and 7.
Right.
4:34 to go.
Yeah, but
here.
the clock's running. No, it's not stopping, Mike.
No,
It's
no
major
question.
time coming off the clock
Yeah.
now.
3 to the left, 1 to the right. Oro in the backfield with Cantwell. Cantwell waiting for the direct snap. Looking over the field, makes an adjustment. Oro adjusts, back sets. Comes back, fires this side, hits over to number 5, who stumbles and falls down to about the 12-yard line. That was Webb.
Yeah, and I just saw Tommy Norfleet right there. Did you see him fight off that block to stump it? I mean, the Dover offensive blocker was all over Tommy, and Tommy just fought him loose, used the right tactical measures to get separation and made the tackle. What a terrific play by Tom Norfleet. Does it all, defense and offense.
He's a great athlete and fun kid to watch out in the field. 3rd down and 6, balls on the 11. Empty backfield with Cantwell. Cantwell drops straight back. A lot of pressure. Far side, rolls, points downfield, throws in the end zone, and he overthrows number 19, Vitko.
Yeah, but the Cantwell did the right thing. He got separation from the defensive back, but he says if I'm gonna hit you, you're gonna be the only guy that can catch it. I like to see that maturity in a quarterback to stop trying to force things to happen, because that's when bad things happen. So Cantwell as a quarterback, Mike, I've actually enjoyed watching tonight when he's been given the time and opportunity.
There was a couple of
kid's
drives.
pretty good.
One in the
Like
second
him.
quarter, he moved the ball down against Bedford.
He did.
Now, beginning of the third quarter, did the same thing. Unfortunately, the clock is ticking. We're down to 3:01.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, yeah.
And this thing is just going to click off because Bedford has a 35-0 lead, and under NHIAA rules, the clock ticks on with no timeouts unless it's a timeout. In other words, incomplete pass, the clock goes. So we're up against it.
And thank you, Kenny, for that upgrade, that situation. Kenny Grass at
4th and 6. Cantwell back over the middle, caught, gets down close. I think he's got a first down, and he's tackled. I didn't see who it was, and that is number 19, and that's Vitko. So again, Vitko.
Another nice pass.
Another nice pass, another nice catch.
Yep.
And that's a 1st and goal from the 4-yard line with 2 minutes, 20 seconds to go. So Bedford's trying to prevent the Green Wave from scoring their first touchdown of the game here in the third quarter as it winds down just under 2 minutes. So Cantwell, empty backfield, 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Man in motion. Fakes in a motion man. Cantwell keeps the ball, trying to get in, stiff arms one of the Bedford guys, and then he gets tackled by 5 or 6 Bedford players. Ball come loose, but he was already whistled down.
Yeah, that was a situation right there. Cantwell's frustrated. In that situation, Mike, he's just got to try to get back to the line of scrimmage really quick. There was nothing there. And quite frankly, the idea is he's supposed to read the motion. Really should have handed it off in that situation, because that was the only yardage right there. I don't know why he kept it. I think he's just pumped and he wants to run the ball.
So under 1:30 to go in the third quarter with the clock ticking. Bedford up 35-0. 2nd down and 6. Cantwell empty backfield. Goes back, drops back the pass, looks right, goes far side. Under pursuit. He's going to try and get to the end zone, and he is stopped, I think, at the 2-yard line. That was a great defensive stand right there.
Yeah, I give Cantwell credit, though. You like to see a guy looking downfield.
Yeah, kept his head up.
Yep, and what he did right before he got the line of scrimmage, as he's coming through the line of scrimmage, he fakes a pass, which forces those guys to step back, which gave him an extra 3 or 4 yards. It was actually a pretty nice run by Cantwell.
So it's 3rd and 2 on the 2, and the Green Wave, a lot of personnel coming in, trying to get this play off. We've got
I'd look
23, Duchesne in the backfield with Cantwell. 3 to the left, 1 to the right, far side. Cantwell, direct snap, fakes the handoff, looks to pass, under pressure again, fires in the end zone, and tipped away. That was a nice play by Mumpini to break that up.
I never understand it, Mike. You're on the right hash mark. You've got a very fast and speedy defense, right? And you wind up trying to play all of your receivers on the short side of the field. Spread that thing out, roll him out the opposite, get to the middle of the field, which opens up some separation. Don't understand the play in the end zone. It's kind of the opposite of what of the situation you're in.
And he's got some wheels too. So
yes, he does. He can run it in. Split the Bedford defense up a little bit. He just allowed him to play in half of the end zone.
We're going to change ends of the field because the third quarter just ended and the Bedford players are holding up 4 fingers, meaning the fourth quarter is here. Nice tradition here on the sidelines. With Bedford leading 35-0. We got 12 minutes to go in this contest, and Bedford's going to move on and face Central next week. Another must-win game. 2 games into the season.
It's all
they had
must-win.
to win.
Yep, it's all must-win.
Playoff-type games. We talked about
for Bedford.
that. So, and this is a statement here because now Dover's 4th and 2 on the Bedford 2. And I know Bedford would love to stop him here and then go 98 yards.
Absolutely. Bedford's trying to make a statement that we're back. And they're doing all the things right to achieve that tonight.
Yeah.
And there were people, including myself, that said, you know what? If you look at the score set, the score differential, I can see Dover coming in here and making a fight of it. I think Bedford was going to win. I kind of had them by 10-14 if I was going to spread this game, and they're exceeding that in spades. And it's just a great game plan coming in on both sides of the ball.
So here we are. Let's set this thing up for the viewers on the radio and on TV and the folks in Dover who we know are listening. I hope you're enjoying the game, even though you're on a 35-0 score. We're just about to start the fourth quarter here at Bedford High School. The Dover Green Wave came in, and the first 2 or 3 drives, they were 3 and out.
It's not happening tonight, Mike. It just really isn't. But I got to tell you, this Dover program has done a fabulous job for those fans in Dover. be proud of your football team this
No
year
question.
because they are a team that appears to be on the rise if you look over the last few years. So a lot of good things happening over there with some young players going to be coming up and taking the lead next year.
So it looks like Clark's out there and Normando's out there. And Dover just set up to the line, and Bedford called timeout after they saw what Dover lined up to do. So they had 2 men in the backfield with Cantwell, and then Bedford called timeout. Kind of smart, take them into the locker room with you. So
It is.
Let's look it over.
It is. I believe, and when I said that, I believe that Dover had to have a must-win tonight. I believe they had to win tonight in order to make the playoffs, and I think this is the playoff game for them.
Well, what happens
as well.
now is
Somebody would have to lose. Unlikely.
They dropped to 3-5, and there's no way they're going to be able to climb into a playoff spot in the division that they're in because there's just too many strong programs that they have to get over.
However, they've been given some good teams, not tonight, but they've been given some solid teams a lot of trouble, and that's a sign of a team that's kind of turning things around. So good for them.
So they're in the East Division with Winnicott at 8-0, Exeter 6-2, and Dover standing at 3-4. They're going to go to 3-5. I believe they have to go to the west side, which is possible with Nashua North. So they aren't technically out of it. Hold on, we got some stats from Harry.
Third quarter stats.
Once again, Harry
Thank you, Harry.
does a great job. 208 total yards for Bedford, 160 for Dover, and that was with the clock moving most of the quarter. Morgan 9 for 9, 167 yards and a TD. Cantwell 11 for 23, 91 yards. Norfleet 3 rushes, 27 yards and a TD for Bedford. Toscano 3 rushes, 13 yards and a TD. Anagnos 7 carries, 38 yards. Morgan 7 carries, 41 yards. On the Dover side, Normando 5 carries, 15 yards. Oro 12 carries, 25 yards. Cantwell 5 carries, 29 yards. And we're not going to get to the rest because they're coming up to the line now with 4th and 2. Ready to start the fourth quarter. Looks like we have Clark and we have 27, which is Normando, in the backfield with Cantwell. 4th down, 2 yards to go. Cantwell ready for the snap. Direct snap down, comes this way.
He's
2
got
yards,
it.
And he's got a touchdown. That was Normando.
Did a nice job following his blocks there, Mike. Part of understanding a running back is when to dart through the hole, when not. And sometimes you got a good defensive line like Bedford. You've got to allow your blockers to develop. They had position. They had that wall, and he drove right through the wall. It was a nice play. Probably a good option to go to the right side of the field in that situation on the run.
So second man through was enough for 2 yards for them to get into pay dirt and get their first touchdown. Looks like we have, I think this is the Stevens. Ball is down, kick is up, and it is good. So Dover adds a point after, and they're now trailing Bedford 35-7. So tip your hat to a Dover team that didn't give up, down 35 with the clock ticking, gets the ball, goes down the field, he sticks it in the end zone against a very good Bedford defense.
For a high school game, Cantwell's been hit pretty hard tonight, and this kid just keeps on coming. He's gonna be sore tomorrow, Mike, but I'll tell you, I like the way that the game of this kid, he doesn't care what the score is. He's got a job to do. He's going to get his team into the end zone to make a touchdown and get that goose egg off the board. That's the sort of spirit that you need as a quarterback to lead that offense down the field. So good job by Dover. Bedford now has to make sure that they take control and that they don't lose it. I mean, this game is probably out of reach realistically. It would take really some unique elements in the game for them to come back fully. But it's important for Bedford and the coaching staff of Bedford and the players to make a statement and come out of this thing with a solid spread win.
So we talked about, next opponent. Next opponent for Dover is going to be Portsmouth. And that's kind of a rivalry because that's a
that is a rivalry. It'll be a good game.
That's a coast versus coast, and that's coming up next Saturday. So.
What Dover seems to be missing here, Mike, is a prolific running back. If they had that, put it with Cantwell, might be a little different.
Onside kick by Dover, and that's covered by Bedford. So they try to get the ball back on an onside kick, and Bedford recovers at about the 40.
Not a bad move by the coach from Dover. That's what you got to do.
Why not?
Why not? What have you got to lose? You're down, 4 touchdowns. You have to do it, really.
Yeah, and to answer the question, for Kenny, the clock is ticking.
Yeah, well.
Once again, Kenny's the man.
Kenny Grassett, Steve Keller. Steve Kelleher calls the games out on the field to the audience. Steve, how many years? I think it's 8 years. Kenny Grassett, right alongside him, runs the score clock.
10 years.
10 years. I thought so. Jeez, I was there. I remember when it passed. I think we got on the field, 2007, right? So that'd be 10 years. Yeah. These guys have been with it since day one. They do a terrific job. They come out here every single week. And you need these volunteers to make a program work. And thank you so much for you two guys for all the years of service that you've done. Terrific job.
So Norfleet on the first carry comes this way and gets 8 yards with the clock ticking. 2nd and 4, he got 6 yards. Ball's on the 49-yard line of Bedford. Norfleet in the backfield with Lagulon, and there's Norfleet coming this way. Morgan.
Oh,
goes back
Tommy,
to
nice
pass,
job.
fires
Nice job, Tommy.
downfield and tries
Yeah.
going for Shabrick, but overthrew him.
Yeah, the only thing he did everything well there, Mike, except he kind of threw that sidearm. You want to be able to nail the hammer. You want that shoulder set up as tall as he can be. I think he's only about 5'9", 5'10",
Yeah.
but he's got to throw that ball with not throw it sidearm. But I love the work in the pocket that he did, and he's getting time.
5'10", 170. So Morgan in the backfield. You've got 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Looks like Lagulon and Norfleet. Morgan direct pass, and Norfleet far side cuts up, first down.
Nice job by Tom,
45-yard
following
line.
his blockers, knowing when to turn up field. He does a nice job when he lowers his shoulder. He's a tall guy. You don't see a lot of running backs with the kind of agility that are that as tall as Tom. Nice job out there. He's been such an important part of this football team.
Clock is ticking, 9:40, 9:39 to go in the game. Morgan, and looks like Dover jumped offside on a hard count.
Yeah.
So 9:33 to go. That stops the clock. That's one of the 3 or 4 ways to stop the clock is on a penalty and on a touchdown.
You know, Mike, in the
Injury.
spirit of volunteerism, I was going to say, get back to Steve Kelleher again. He's got the Yankees playing their last game tonight, and he's down here calling the game. I don't know how he's doing it, but he's doing it because he is a rabid Yankees fan. I don't know what the score is in that game, but it's not on yet? Okay.
It's not on yet, so
that's pretty exciting. Tough thing to miss.
Well, you don't want to hear my opinion on the Yankees.
I know you don't. I was just bringing up to tease you, Mike.
It's one of those things you got nothing to say, don't say anything at all.
All right.
Here we go. Morgan
Nice.
down the middle, and that is caught down the middle. Who is that? That's Mumpini with a nice, nifty
Nice
catch.
pass. Nice pass by Tom Morgan
Over the
there.
middle.
Terrific job over the middle. You can see Coach Stank is not going to let off
No.
the gas here. He
No.
is going to bring this thing right to the conclusion. And why should he not? It's playoff time.
Well, listen, you got a kid, you got a young quarterback who
He needs reps.
He needs reps, and that's what he's doing.
Yep.
So looks like now we got Toscano in the backfield with Morgan.
Who's done a great job tonight blocking and running as well.
Super job. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Direct snap. Morgan back. Fires this way. End zone. That should be a flag.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't believe they didn't call that.
Well,
That was the Shabrick, and when Shabrick went up, the guy hit him. That should have been a flag, but
yeah.
maybe they're swallowing their flags with the score 35-7.
One of the things that Tommy did that same thing. I got to work on him this off week. Got to stop this sidearm throwing. Sure they'll work on this week because he's got a gun if he throws. He's got to throw a little more over the top.
2 to the left, 2 to the right. Morgan looks like Toscano in the backfield with Morgan. Hands it to Toscano, comes this way, immediately tackled. Nice tackle.
Yeah,
by
there's nothing
Bedford
there.
defender. That was
Nothing
number,
there.
That was number 51, and that's Clark. So nice open field tackle by Clark. On
Yeah,
Dover.
open field. There was nobody. I mean, Toscano had nowhere to run there, and did a nice job. The defensive end came up. Nice tackle there by Dover.
3 to the right, 1 to the left. 7:41. Ball's on the 16-yard line. Morgan checks the play at the line and comes back. Bedford going from our right to left. Ready for the snap. Snap comes back. Fakes to Agnos down
Nice.
the middle. Hits Schaber. Touchdown.
Yeah,
that was
that's
a great
just
pitch and
it's
catch.
great fire. Stayed right in the pocket, and no sidearm throw there. That was like a rock. I think it's really, he throws sidearm when he throws to the sidelines. And anything up the middle, in between the hashes, Mike. This kid throws a gun. That's a nice-looking pass right there.
Great fake to Anagnos, held the linebackers, and then fired to the left-hand side and hit Schabrick for a touchdown.
Yeah,
Great
for those listening on
pitch and
radio,
catch.
it was an inside route by Chabarak, and it was just a gun shot right to him, and Chabarak picked it up and rolled himself right into the end zone with a nice move.
Aiello point after is good. We have a flag down, though, so they may have to kick that again. So we're going to check that with 7:24 to go, and Bedford leading.
This crowd,
42
Mike,
to
is
7.
double the size of what it was at the opening part. I think a lot of people came along in the first half. I think that probably could be because of the 5 o'clock start. I would imagine some of that's from that. But nice crowd here tonight for homecoming for Bedford.
Beautiful weather.
Beautiful weather. If you don't like New Hampshire this time of year, then, boy, I'll tell you. It's terrific.
People ask me what it's like. I said it's very cold, a lot of bugs. You know, it's no jobs. Don't
So
come.
you don't want it over 1 million population. Yeah. Well, what do you think about that? That's a nice drive there. Shabrak, what a prolific receiver.
Yeah.
He's got all the numbers. He's tall, he's
Oh.
lean, and he's strong. He's got terrific hands. He can catch from anywhere.
Yeah.
Quarterbacks love receivers that have a wide throwing range, a wide catching range, and he's got that.
We did have a flag on that point after. It was a personal foul against Dover. So now Bedford's going to kick off on the 45-yard line of Dover.
Well, I think at that point when they scored a touchdown
shot.
and then Bedford comes back, scores a touchdown, and widens the lead again. It starts the tension start getting high there. A lot of emotion. Yeah. And of course this was their playoff game. Whether or not they're going to try to get in or not,
So this should be like a chip shot for Aiello to get it.
I would think so. Yeah, he could probably get a field goal.
Let's see if it's field goal distance.
No, they're going to scooch it.
Oh, boy, that's unbelievable. They did an onside.
I think they're going to get it, too.
They're practicing everything tonight. Not every trick in the book's coming out. Let's see what they got.
I like the call. Oh,
There's
another flag here. Yeah,
So
that's usually a personal foul after the whistle, right?
So that went more than 10 yards. So if that's not the penalty. If it went less than 10 yards, that would be a penalty. But we got another personal foul.
What you don't want to see is that penalty on Bedford, because Bedford's is playoff bound, and you want to be in a situation where everybody can keep their cool, because you're going to have some hard matchups coming up here week by week, and you got to keep your cool. That could be a very costly penalty in a different type of game if you let your emotions get the best of you. I haven't really seen what they're doing. Have you seen the call yet, Mike?
Officials coming over now. They're
having a conference?
They're talking it over, a little conference, and they're going to come out and tell us what it is. Guy in the white.
Yeah, they're going to talk.
Personal foul. It is against Bedford, so that's going to be 15 yards.
Yeah.
Like you said, Steve, you don't like seeing that.
No.
With 7:20 to
go. No, that means you're letting your mission. You're letting your emotions get in the way of your mission.
Beautiful.
And you just can't do that. Mission-oriented football teams have it all together, and they don't allow one member of the troop, one member of the group, I should say, to break that down. And I know Coach Stank will be all over that. I think he's talking to the young player right now.
Oro in the backfield with Cantwell, 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Hand off to Oro this way, hold. Then he cuts back, gets up to about the 43-yard line, 42-yard line. Nice positive yards, 5 or 6 yards.
One of the things you, as a coach, in that situation, if it's a foul within the whistle during the play, that's one thing. But no fouls after the whistle's done under any circumstances. You can't have it if you're going to be a premier team.
So Dover comes out. Oro's in the backfield with Cantwell. You got 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Man in motion, far side. Cantwell hands off to Oro, far side, and he gets nowhere. He ran into a wall.
Wow, he ran into a wall right there. Yeah, a lot of clutching, grabbing, pushing going on, Mike, in the trenches. I can see a little frustration. If I was Coach Stank, and I think he has, I'd start moving. Looks like he's moved some of his backup defensive linemen in, which is a good move for a number of reasons. One, get these guys who might be starting to get a little fatigued off the field. And second, you never know when you're going to need these guys if somebody goes down and gets injured. So it's a good move getting them some reps.
Question. 3rd and 5 now. Cantwell trying to get the first down. Man in motion coming this way. Fires downfield. That is dropped in the hands.
We got to be up close to 9 or 10 drops this game.
Yeah,
and
that was to Vitko. And Vitko's he's had some good catches and some bad catches. So
Cantwell's out of the game. So
he's out of the game. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
was that Webb?
That was Webb, I believe.
Okay.
Yes.
Sorry about that.
Thank you, Harry.
Thanks, Harry Kozlowski. Yeah.
Who is it?
Webb.
Yeah, it's Webb.
Oh, 15. I'm sorry.
Oh, I thought it was 5. Is it 15?
Bostrom is the name.
Yeah.
Alex Bostrom. He's a junior quarterback, 6 feet, 152. So there's a punt now. Stevens is in to kick it away. High, booming punt. This is not going to be returned. This is get away from the ball.
That ball is live.
That hit Bedford.
That hit Bedford, and
Bedford recovered it. That was Mumpini came in where, it's one of those things you got to stay away.
Yeah, that wasn't Mumpini that it hit. It was 21, I believe, that it hit, and he couldn't. He was running, down to see the ball. It's awful hard to not let that hit you. The ball fell short behind his back foot.
So we
it's inadvertent.
apologize. That last series, that was Alex Bostrom, B-O-S-T-R-O-M, quarterback junior, 6'0", 152, who was in for quarterback duties.
I just saw the
for
5 on the
Green Wave,
jersey.
so.
I didn't realize there was a 1 next to it, Mike.
Well, 5 would have been Webb. He was the starting
what I mean.
quarterback last year. We saw him in for a series this game. So here we go. So
Looks like a new offensive line in for Bedford.
Morgan hands off to Anagnos.
I don't think that's
side.
Morgan.
It's not Morgan, is it?
It's not. It's number 9,
So
Nathaniel Frederick.
Bedford.
And that's a very important thing for Coach Stain to get Frederick in because he is the backup quarterback right now. So if Tommy Morgan goes down, it's always good to have these guys get some rep in the game and get the flow of the offense in a live situation.
Not only is it Frederick, sophomore Frederick.
Yeah.
So we like seeing the young kids getting in there, 6'1", 132. So we'll see what Frederick can do.
One surprising thing is Anagnos is in at running back. I thought they would take him out as well.
3 to the right, 1 to the left. Fake. Frederick tries cut it up, gets some positive yards, and he's brought down almost to the.
Yeah, nice job though.
Almost to the first down marker, and it is first down. So nice job by Frederick.
Yep. And 21 checks in Michael.
So we got
Axton.
21 for Bedford is Michael Axkin, A-K-S-T-I-N, yeah.
So he's checked into the game.
So he's in the backfield. We have 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Frederick waiting for the snap, man in motion. That's Crowley, hands to Crowley, comes this side.
Oh, great
cuts it
block.
up to the 40, gets to the 42-yard line.
Who is that 29? Give that kid a medal. That's a terrific block by Ethan Van Heerden. What a terrific block. Stayed with it. I will tell you, he's a sophomore, but coaches look at this sort of stuff. These kids who come, these receivers that come down and block downfield, coaches love that stuff, and that's how they get checked into a game and give themselves an opportunity to be seen. Nice block.
So we have Axkin in the backfield with Frederick. Frederick checks the play with 2:38 to go. 3 to the right, direct snap, right up the middle. Frederick gets to the 47-yard line, or 46-yard line, and he's brought down. So,
yep. I mean, this is designed to take this time off the clock, get the game, move the game on.
Maintain momentum, try to move the sticks.
Frederick looks comfortable, though. He's been quarterback for a long time. My understanding is he played some last year as well, correct? If I'm not mistaken, I think
he's probably doing a lot of.
He was in the program.
Times in the program, yeah.
Yep. So this is good for him to get some varsity snaps.
3 to the right, 1 to the left. Axkin in the backfield with Frederick. Hands off to Axkin, right-hand side, and he's gobbled up close to the first down mark, and it's going to bring up a 4th and 1. And if I'm the coach, I'm going for it. So we got 144.
As an entrepreneur, Mike, you can't be afraid to take a shot, right?
You can't be afraid to take a shot, no question. And you know what they're doing? They're taking a shot.
They are.
So 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Frederick checks the play at the line, goes back, waiting for the snap. Askin in the backfield with him. Direct snap, straight ahead, and he's got the first down and more, and a couple more. So that's a nice job.
Yeah, so that should do it as far as running the clock out here. Dover will not see the ball back. It appears. This
will be the victory formation, they call it, Steve.
Yep.
Is that correct?
I think that is correct.
So, well, take a knee.
Take a knee.
Get off the field.
I don't think anybody could say that Bedford didn't come to this ballpark tonight, this football stadium, in their home field in a playoff, bound mode, and achieved and accomplished what they were looking to accomplish. Not much I can look at tonight and say didn't go well, and I think they had. Dover just appeared to come out kind of, I don't know, just not 100%.
Well, win or go home, and Bedford's winning. So
yes, they are.
That's the bottom line. So they're coming out under center. Frederick takes a knee, and that's going to do it because that's going to be 30 seconds.
And this is what the NIJA wanted. Yeah. When they created this divisional setup, they really wanted the last 2 or 3 weeks to have as many playoff contending type games as possible. And certainly looks like they've been able to achieve that so far this year.
Well, on behalf of, I'm Mike Robinson for Steve Beals. We're under 11 seconds. I'm not sure they're going to get it together. I want to thank everybody who was here with us tonight. Chris Gentry, Harry. Thanks, Harry, for the stats. Did a nice job. Bill Jennings overlooking the show, doing a great job. BCTV and Bedford 105.1 radio. We want to thank everybody who's watched us today and listened to this on homecoming.